Before delving too deeply into what 3D code is and getting familiar with it, I want to discuss the benefits and disadvantages. There are many benefits to using 3D code. It's a 3D digital sculpting program to do organic and hard surface shapes, much like ZBrush, Mudbox, or Sculptris, but you don't have to worry about the underlying topology or geometry as you sculpt. You can, however, use its retopology tools to give your creations geometry, and they can be exported to be used in external programs, or you can import from external programs into 3D code and use all of its tools. It has excellent UV unwrapping tools that are very simple, quick, and easy to use, and its 3D painting capability is much like Photoshop, but you're painting directly onto your 3D models, the color information, depth information, or specularity as you see fit. The main difference between 3D Code and many other 3D programs out there is the fact that it uses voxels. Now, we'll go more in depth on this later, but voxels are what allows it to be used as a sculpting program without worrying about the underlying geometry. It is a low-cost application, so currently for about half the price of ZBrush, you can get a commercial license. The developer and his team are very active with updates, feature improvements, bug fixes, and feature additions, and the community support is phenomenal. It is a multi-platform application, so it runs on Windows, Linux, and Mac, depending upon your license. And it's highly customizable, but it's certainly not without its disadvantages. It does have a different user interface, so the look and feel and the operability might be a little confusing at first. The terminology definitely probably will, and the workflow can be also confusing. So whether you're an advanced user or a beginner coming into 3D Code for the first time and trying to get familiar with it, save yourself the hassle of trying to make mistakes and learn from them and ask a bunch of questions that have already been answered 1,000 times on the community servers while they're happy to do it. You should take this course. This course is going to launch you into the user interface, the layout, how to customize it. It's going to talk about the major functions of 3D Code, how they operate together, the workflow, and take you from beginning to end. Now, there's some application functions that need improvement, just like any other application out there. But again, most of them don't stand out that much, with a few exceptions. And most of that you won't encounter right now anyway. And if you do, the developer and his team and the community are very active and very helpful in fixing these problems if there are any. Now, voxels, as I mentioned, are probably the biggest feature of 3D Code that make it stand out, but they're certainly not without their disadvantages. And we'll talk more about voxels next.